What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Friday, June 26th. These picks apply for the DraftKings Showdown slate. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, real quick for those who don't know how these simulated slates work, everything works the same. You build a full lineup using the players available in the slate. The only difference is the fantasy points each player scores is a fantasy score from any game that player has played so far this year. Only players with at least 15 games played are in the player pool. Pretty simple. They just take a score at random from previous games that player has played, and that's it. So knowing how that works, we've added some tools to Draft Dashboard so you can see all the possible outcomes of scores from each player, and we show the percent chance that the player has to score in each point range. So pretty handy. You can hover over the Sim Scores button and see right here exactly what scores this player can get for this contest. It will be one of these at random. And then you can see what percent chance they have to score in these point ranges. Okay, remember, we have a daily cheat sheet for esports for League of Legends, and that's linked from the Sports tab right at the top of Draft Dashboard. And we now have a cheat sheet for Korean baseball, NASCAR, and the MMA, and you can find those cheat sheets linked from the Draft Dashboard news. Okay guys, let's take a look at this DraftKings showdown between the Utah Jazz and the Detroit Pistons. So I'm going to start off by giving you the top value play on the slate. There's not a lot of super studs on this slate, so you might not need all these value plays, but I like Jordan Mcrae, projected at 21.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 11.9 times value. He's 1,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 29% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 54% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 9% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 9% chance to break the slate and score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So he has an 18% chance to score 30 fantasy points or more, an absolutely crush value, and you'll be completely happy with 15 to 30 fantasy points at his price point. So I like Jordan Mcrae here at 1,800 DraftKings salary. Okay, another nice value play here is Blake Griffin, projected at 27.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 7.3 times value. He's 3,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. An 11% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 44% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. And a 44% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like Blake Griffin here at 3,800 DraftKings salary. And another value play, I like Luke Kennard, projected at 28.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 7 times value. He's 4,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. An 11% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 39% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 4% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Luke Kennard here at 4,000 DraftKings salary. Okay, now with all those value plays, I realized you're not going to need Bruce Brown Jr., so I'm just going to throw him out of the picks here. But a play that I do like is Christian Wood, projected at 25.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 4.2 times value. He's 6,000 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 25% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 35% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 27% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 13% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 40% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. So I like Christian Wood here at 6,000 DraftKings salary. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. Okay, moving up in salary. This is my favorite stud on the slate. He's going to be my captain. I like Rudy Gobert, projected at 40.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.7 times value. He's 10,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 21% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 48% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 32% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Rudy Gobert here at 10,800 DraftKings salary. Now another player that I like, but I think I had to scrub him from my lineup because I was just a little short on cash. I wanted to get some more quality players in, and he's priced up quite a bit. But I like Donovan Mitchell, projected at 38.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.4 times value. He's 11,200 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 2% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 19% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 58% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. There's not a lot of 60 plus point upside on the slate. That 2% just doesn't do it for me. But I like Donovan Mitchell here at 11,200 DraftKings salary. So just comparing Donovan Mitchell to Rudy Gobert, I'm looking at the 45 plus point upside here. Rudy Gobert at 32% and Donovan Mitchell at only 22%. So I'm going to go with Rudy Gobert. I don't think I'm going to end up fitting in Donovan Mitchell, but he's a good play if you want to go with a bunch of those value plays and squeeze in all these studs. Another player I like is Derrick Rose, projected at 31 fantasy points here tonight. That's 3.2 times value. He's 9,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 6% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 40% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 46% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And an 8% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So as a nice supporting player here, I like Derrick Rose here at 9,800 DraftKings salary. Now, I didn't like Bojan Bogdanovic at first look here. He looks like he's way priced up. He's 10,000 DraftKings salary, projected at 30 fantasy points, which is only 3 times value. But my lineup was just short. I didn't have enough salary to get up to Donovan Mitchell, who's $1,200 more. So I had to go with Bojan Bogdanovic, and let's take a look at his sim scores. A 6% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 43% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 46% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 5% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I played this guy just because he fit into the last spot in my lineup. I had all the other studs that I wanted, couldn't get up to Donovan Mitchell, but I'm gonna do a couple lineups at the end of this video. One where I get up to Donovan Mitchell, and I believe to do that I have to use Jordan Mcrae. There's a couple other ways to do it, but I am gonna play Rudy Gobert in my captain spot. I'm really liking the Blake Griffin and Luke Kennard value plays. Those look like pretty nice, safe value plays. And then you can fit in all the other studs that you want. So those are my picks for tonight's DraftKings Showdown. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate. So you can come on in and check that out.